Yo, what up? Welcome back to another video. And today we got something interesting. It's not this, even though I really like this. He's so cute. Look at him. No, instead, it is, as you could probably tell by the side panel, it's the retro sleeper build I did a while ago. And we're putting a cool upgrade in it. So, there's been a couple of things that have changed since the last time you've seen it. First, I added a USB 2.0 controller card, so I have one of the front USB ports plugged in. I've been working on trying to get, I think it's down here. Yeah, I got a internal USB hub for my birthday, but this USB hub doesn't work at all. You plug it in, and Windows XP just throws a "Hey, this device malfunctioned" error. So yeah, I need to get this replaced at some point. So there will be a proper, we'll call it USB update on this system at some point, but not right now. The main event for today, let me shove this back in the hole, is this card right here. This card, for people who aren't in the know, is a SIL 3114 SATA controller board. This gives me native SATA on a Pentium 2, which this card has Windows 98 drivers, NT4 drivers, 2000 drivers, I think there's an OS2 driver. Yeah, native SATA on a Pentium 2. As you can see, I already have it plugged into a random 160 gigabyte test drive, but that's a hard drive. I don't want to put a hard drive in this system. I could just stick an IDE drive in here. So instead, let me move the camera back over here. We are going to be putting something special, special in this computer, and it is right here. This solid state drive was originally for the Crapintosh 2, but I never ended up using it. It's, I believe this is 60, this is a 64 gigabyte solid state drive. It's SATA interface. I pre-opened the box off camera. Yeah, here it is. I pre-opened the box for this off camera. So as you can see here it is, solid state drive. It does not tell me the capacity, but it is SATA interface. So yes, it's just a cheap, basic, crappy 64 gigabyte plasticky solid state drive. And we're going to be putting it into this thing. Because, I mean, we have native SATA, so let's run a native SATA SSD using our SATA controller. So the first thing we gotta do is we gotta take out the test drive right here. So if I just unplug the SATA power cable and the SATA, or that was SATA data, that's SATA power. So this is our test hard drive that I was using to test it. It is a 160 gigabyte Hitachi hard drive that I pulled out of God knows where. I put 2 screws in it. So it's pretty much a case of take out the screws. There's one. And take this shit. We'll deal with that. Oh, actually, I'm gonna screw this together, and so I don't have to worry about dropping screws on camera. I'll be right back. Alright, we're back. I have screwed in the solid state drive. As you can see, I put 2 screws in it. There's our SATA data connectors, and here's the back side of the retro sleeper. So I'm gonna take this and slot it into the top 2.5-inch bay, which should be right there. Yep, there it is. And I don't know how well you'll be able to see that, but it's now in the slot. So I can take our red SATA cable, plug that in right there. Then I can take this, which is the SATA power from the power supply, and just plug it in like that. And there we go. We have now SATA'd this computer. This USB hub needs to just go away. I'll deal with you later. Yes, so we now have installed the SATA SSD into this computer, so I can put the panel back on. And then we'll get this set up and we'll install some Windows on it, so we'll be right back. Alright, we're back. I've set everything up, so let's turn her on. As you can see, there's our SIS video BIOS. And then we're gonna start posting. I'm gonna put in a floppy disk for something in a minute. You can see Pentium 2, 300 megahertz, like 384 megs of RAM. I've taken out the primary hard drive, so it's just our SATA controller. So after this pops up, we'll see the SATA Link BIOS, and hopefully, yep, there it is. SSD 64 gigabytes. It detected our SSD. So now we're gonna partition the disk. Right now, for this video, we're just gonna put Windows 98 on it and show it off. I could. Oh, my plan is I want to put a tri-boot on here of Windows 98, NT4, and like Windows XP. That's gonna be a whole other video because of the nightmare it is to get NT4, XP, and XP to coexist. We might have to switch to Windows 2000 for that, but that's a video for that's a topic for a future video. There we go. So we can switch to R and run PQ Magic. Why is it doing this? That's not at all what my disk is. Hello? Bad. Partition table error number 105 found. Do I have F disk on here? Do I just have like a regular ass DOS F disk? I don't. Okay, let me go boot a different disk and we'll be right back. Okay, so we've booted a different MS-DOS boot disk. So let's see if F-disk works. Yes. Okay, what do we got? NTFS and EXT-DOS. Okay. I'm just going to delete the extended DOS partition and delete the non-DOS partition, and we will create a DOS partition. Yes. Escape, and then we have to reboot the computer, so we'll reboot the computer and we'll be right back. Alright, we're back. I have installed Windows 98 onto this computer. It runs. I have most of the drivers installed, except if we go to Performance, and if you look, Device Drive C is using MS-DOS compatibility mode file system. That means we don't have drivers for our storage controller. And we look in Device Manager, sure enough, PCI mass storage controller has none driver installed. How do we fix that? Well, I pre-baked this floppy disk to have the storage drivers on it, so we could just slide it in. And then we can, I don't know why this piece of shit won't focus. Okay, there. So we can click Properties, Reinstall Driver, Next, Next. And we'll tell it search.floppy disk drive. There it is, a Silicon Image SIL3114 SATA Link Controller. Fun fact, actually, that SIL is supposed to be SII. At least that's what the retro web says about it. Anyway, we can click Next. And we can install the driver. I've never actually installed the driver for this on Windows 98. I've only tested 2000 and NT4, so first time experience for me. Okay, it's gotta restart the computer. So, time to restart the computer. Take the floppy out. then reboot the computer. Okay, we've booted back up. I don't know if that felt any faster, but now we should be able to see if we pull up this. Well, F-Disk only detected a 30 gigabyte partition, or the drive being 30 gigabytes, but it's actually 64 gigabytes. I don't know what the problem is there. I'll have to look into that later. That's a problem for eventually. But now, in theory, we can go here, and if we look in our SCSI controller, there it is. SII 3114 SATA link controller. And we can look at the settings, and there's not that much there. Drivers, this is from 2026. That's just because I modified the file in 2026. It's not that new of a driver. And then if we go to performance, your PC is configured for optimal performance. Now, ahead of time, I also downloaded this Roadkill's disk speed test so we can see how fast it goes. Begin test. This will take approximately 2 minutes. Okay. Alright, so the speed tests have finished. These numbers are looking not bad. The fastest read we got was 41 megabytes per second. That's not bad. The system overall feels pretty responsive, but I'd have to like put a game on here, and as you'll probably find out in a future video, the SIS 6326 is so those speeds weren't that bad. We got decent speeds, but I'd have to see how well it does if I like put a game on here or something. But the one problem with this system is the SIS 6326 isn't that great at running video games. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got. It was a short video, Windows 98 on native SATA SSD on a Pentium 2. Thanks for watching. I don't know when the next video is gonna happen, but it will happen at some point. So, see you later.